One of the ways that she manages to hold her ground is to call out the very thing that's happening in front of her. She's going to play along, but not without pointing out what she sees as absolutely ludicrous. One of the things I love about Bertha, and it's something we see when she has a confrontation with Mrs. Astor about being invited to the ball, is that she's not risk-averse, even when the stakes are high. And so much of society operates out of fear. We uphold certain social rules now because we're all trying to be polite and because everyone's afraid of what other people think of them.
Julian writes about how does the individual shape their decisions, their goals, their ambition, the risks they take around what is expected of them by society, by where they fit in society.
I looked in on Mrs. Astor today and she wouldn't accept my call.
I told you.
But I can't have her daughter here when she doesn't receive me.
You can't pull the rug from under them now.
You will not say can't to me.
You know, people's children have power over them in a way that other people don't.
The trouble is you assume she's weaker than you.
She is weaker than I am in this instance.
We'll see.
And in our story, Bertha worked it out, and so she had to play it out. But of course, not giving anything away until the last minute.
Won't you consider letting Carrie be included in the fun, after all?
Would you come with her?
It is such a difficult time of year for
If
me.
you wish for me to bring your very charming daughter back into the fold, then you must accompany her.
Mrs. Astor basically called the shots, and everybody else fell into line, and she decides who's in and out.
What are you waiting for?
Backhouse Astor and Miss Caroline Astor.
That.
It would be complicated for Agnes to go against Mrs. Astor's wishes.
Aunt Ada, what are you doing here?
You may well ask. Lena Astor wrote saying it was a test of friendship.
If you offend Mrs. Astor, you might have a long road towards reparation.
Mrs. Astor, how good of you to come.
How kind you are to receive me, Mrs. Russell.
It's almost frightening how one little thing can cost you so much.
Didn't it ever worry you that I might decide to destroy you after this evening?
But you won't.
Why not?
Because we're too alike.
When is the wedding?
Friday. Same day as Mrs. Russell's ball.
It's really happening then.
Yes.
Marion is making a decision that probably isn't the best decision by any measure. Ada takes a really measured, sort of motherly approach to that.
Well, something is on your mind. I hope it has nothing to do with Mr. Riggs.
Ada is quite wise, as Marion points out a few times, and world-wise.
If you want to marry this man, then come out with it. Sit through the argument. Hold to your faith. And if he's right for you eventually, it will come to pass. If she could wave a magic wand and make it not happen, she probably would. But she also knows that she's powerless to stop Marion. Oh, my darling girl. Goodbye.
Some could corner Mr. Rakes as being a guy who's only interested in climbing this ladder and proving himself to the world. He cares about Marion and wants to come to New York to support her and protect her at first, and as the season progresses, then falls in love with her. And I don't think that ever faltered.
I love you, Marion. In fact, I don't think I've ever loved you more than I do at this moment.
Marion's not this angel who doesn't care at all about money. You know, I think there's a little bit of her that is interested in this kind of lifestyle.
When he says he loves her and when he wants to marry her, it is because he loves her and he wants to marry her. It doesn't stop him from still being enthralled and taken by the wealth and the world that is so intoxicating. I don't think it's because he necessarily falls for anyone else.
And that's what makes it extremely heartbreaking when he just royally messes up.
I meant it when I said I love you.
I believe you. But love is not always enough.
Everything before this moment between Peggy and her father felt to me like something that, with enough healing and humility, maybe we'd be surprised what they can get to. I think what's hard about finding out her baby is alive is that feels pretty unforgivable. He stole my child. And all the time he was working and sitting down to dinner with us and living a lie.
It is an incredible betrayal, and I think that's the secret that Arthur has been keeping inside that has been hurting him, because his intention wasn't to bring this kind of pain to the family.
This is my house, and somebody had better answer me. I come back and
We know, Father.
Know what?
During this time period in the Gilded Age, women took the back seat. So it really took a lot for Dorothy to finally really take her daughter's side.
We have proof the boy didn't die. We believe he was adopted, and you knew.
You've no proof.
You don't know what we have.
All of Arthur's actions are all from a place of love and also from a place of pain. I think a person like that who came out of slavery certainly means that the second part of his life must be dominated by success.
We are catching an early train to Philadelphia. We intend to find my son, and we'd like your assistance.
You won't get it, and you won't find him.
That's where we get to see Dorothy stand up. As a Black mother, that's not something she's gonna allow. Our babies were ripped from us for generations. I think it's exciting to see Dorothy's spine increase in that moment, that's also her breaking point, to say, no, we're taking control of this narrative now.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Why? Because I freed our daughter and our grandson from a life of shame? Everything I done was done for Peggy and the boy.
I don't want to be free of my own child.
It's an awful thing that he did, and the worst choice he could ever make. And there are going to be ramifications from it.